Hello, everybody, and welcome. Good evening. It's Sunday. Weekend's almost over. I know, but hey, what a way to send it off. Elite Division here at Flat Out Racing North America, ladies and gentlemen. Again, sponsored by GTR Simulators and Apex Racing. I'm your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming, and the graphics are provided by Hypre, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in. And I hope everybody is still buzzing from last week's Elite race, because I know I am. I have been trying to take it easy all day on the voice so we could be prepared to try and toss out another call, potentially like we had to at the end of the race last week. Epic stuff. Can't stop thinking about it. Absolute pleasure to be able to broadcast such a race to that standard. It was fun. So, Interlagos this week, ladies and gentlemen. We had our AMs go last night in the Mercedes. And boy, oh boy, did those boys put on a show as well. We had some new faces in the field last night, and they had just had a great race. So we expect to see some pretty great racing from our elite guys here tonight. So we do things a little bit differently here for our elite drivers, ladies and gentlemen. And on the screen in front of you is a couple of graphics. So you can see right now our elite guys are scheduled to start at 7 p.m. Eastern time. That's why we're here a little bit early, so we can talk about what's about to go down here tonight. And then our pros run at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And then our pro-ams, they're starting at 9:30 Eastern time. So all our lobbies are running here tonight. And then, of course, we'll bring those races to you throughout the week like we have been throughout the series. We got Chad coming in with the like. We got Vic coming in with the like. And Scott Arthur also coming in with the like. We have Pawaha Kumari coming in with the follow. I hope I pronounced that right. I'm sorry if I didn't. Much love. Welcome to the community. So up on the front left of the screen here is our drivers list, aka standings currently coming into round 5, ladies and gentlemen. So you can see Roach is still on top with 71 points. Cardinals nipping with 68 in second there. Apex's Paymate currently sitting in third with 60 points. MSP's from Rockefeller Racing here with 58 points in fourth. Lucas right behind as well with 58 points. So those two deadlocked. Rob Heck, the winner from last week, jumping up very quickly with 50. Smiley right behind him with 37 points. Mottman's aka SOE Kevin, ladies and gentlemen, with 34 points. Apex's Jakey with 31. Apple Pop with 25, Apex's Pigums with 22, we have Hako with 20, Agent Arunj with 15, and K-Bonix with 9. However, we do have an announcement. We do have a sub coming in. Yanis will be the name, I believe, on screen. He will now become a full-time driver here in the Elite Division as well, so congratulations to that driver. And our substitute drivers here, Sriyansala with 22 points, D. Vandell, aka Risky Replicant, with 18 points, and Hypre Roses, who we seen his debut last week, with 9. He is, I believe, racing tonight. So we're going to see some familiar faces and some really fast action here at Interlagos. Strategy-wise, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be much different than what we saw last night with the amateur guys. These guys have to run on 3 times fuel and 4 times tires. They have to run the racing medium and the racing soft tires throughout the race. There's no mandatory stop or pit window, but obviously with having to use 2 different tires, it is going to require a pit stop in the race, at least one. That leads us to the strategy number 1, which will be the one-stop strategy. Now, this is a 30-lap race compared to the usual 25 that we do typically see. So that's going to add to the strategy here this week in Interlagos. So we are going to see some split strategies again this week, and it's going to be between a 1 and a 2-stop strategy. Now, a 1-stop strategy, you're going to have to be perfect. You can't make any mistakes, and you need to be able to get in some pretty decently clean error behind somebody who's on similar pace for the whole stint. And you're going to have to run to about 17 or 18 laps on that medium tire before you go over to the soft tire, and you'll only get 13 good solid 12 solid laps out of that tire max before they're gone. So very tight for a one-stop window here. It does require sometimes a little bit of fuel conservation as well, coming around the racetrack here in Brazil tonight. The second strategy is a 2-stop strategy, ladies and gentlemen. It's a bit of a different strategy here. You probably see these guys go 10 medium, 10 soft, 10 soft, or they'll start with 10 soft, go 10 medium, and finish with 10 soft. It is a potential winning strategy here for our higher divisions with the higher fuel and tire wear. So every time they go around Brazil here one time, ladies and gentlemen, that means they've used 3 times worth of tire and 4 times worth of fuel. So 3 laps worth of tires and 4 laps worth of fuel every lap they go around the racetrack. So those tires wear down quite quickly, and the fuel tank empties fairly efficiently, especially in these bigger GT3 race cars. These guys are driving the 2018 Nissan Nismo GTR, the newest GT3 car that Gran Turismo has put into the game recently. And these guys have been proving it's a pretty fun car so far to race. These guys are putting down some insane times with this car, and we're seeing some pretty good times here so far while these guys are on track running their final practice here. So that's right, I can see what's going on at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, and the guys are looking good. We're still missing a couple of drivers, it looks like, here. So, but again, qualifying doesn't start here for another 8 minutes. So I mean, what else can we say? We could talk about last week all day long and recap the race. I mean, the battling from all our drivers last week was just insane. It's just absolutely insane. I mean, that battle between Cardinal and Rob Heck for the last 5-6 laps was just something, just a dream battle right to the end of the race. Nose to tail coming across that start finish line. Rob Heck really determined to make his way back up to the top of the standings here. He knows he needs to be perfect, so can he be perfect here tonight for 30 laps around Interlagos? It's hard to say. Weather, again, ladies and gentlemen, it is random weather here, so I mean, anything can be expected here on the racetrack. We could have sunny conditions. We could have, I believe Roses is racing today, Average Tom. Yes, let's go Apex, says Heathen. Let's go MSP, says Vic. Hey, the fans are starting to come in. Ian coming in with the like and the share as well. Much love, everybody. Hope we're doing well tonight. Where was I? Right, Heck and Cardinal, but I mean, Roach was a little bit off the pace yesterday, but he did say that it wasn't his best track, so it's going to be interesting to see which one of those three drivers prefers Interlagos. But then we have to consider here too, ladies and gentlemen, we have Apex Racing's Payme. He's been a dark horse this whole series, and he has proven that he wants to battle with these guys. So can Apex Payme find his way up to the top of the standings with a really good race here at Interlagos? I mean, there's so many things that can happen here. We have MSP still in the equation here. He's proven to be a very smart, patient driver, along with Lucas right behind him. I mean, those two tied for 4th place on points. I think MSP's got him on better position finishing, and that's why he is sitting in 4th over 5th currently. So, I mean, there's lots that can still happen here, ladies and gentlemen. And, I mean, we can bring that graphic back up if you guys just want to take a look at that one more time. The numbers you see beside the names on that graphic are their points currently coming into today's race. So, a lot can change here today. I mean, this is not a solidified championship already. I mean, we're only halfway through the season, and the points of separating 1st and 2nd place are only by 3, ladies and gentlemen. And then there's only 8 points from 2nd to 3rd. So all it's going to take is for one of these drivers to have a bad qualifying run or have an incident early on in the racetrack, and that could be it for that driver for this race. So these standings could just completely change from race to race. One lap hot lap qualifier, ladies and gentlemen, much like what we see on Gran Turismo World Series racing with the guys coming out to get one out lap and a hot lap, and that is their qualifying. That is what we are going to see tonight. We will see these guys come out in 2 groups, and I believe it'll be the first group will be 8 and the second group will be 7. These positions are determined based off of championship point standings. However, if there is a tie between a full-time driver and a substitute driver, of course the position is given ahead for the full-time driver over the substitute driver. So yeah, a little bit of information for everybody. I mean, I think that covers pretty much everything we need to know for today. So let's jump on track and let's go see who's running some laps, shall we? Let's go see who's running laps. We were on board with Apex's Jakey. Let's go see how last week's winner is looking here around the racetrack here today. Roach currently fastest man in practice with a 129.6. So I mean, we can assume that's on soft tires, but we can't really tell yet. Qualifying will be done on the soft tires, ladies and gentlemen, and the drivers will be able to, of course, change those tires if they need to before the race starts, and it'll be game on. So yeah, it's my brain's just trying to prepare itself for another crazy night of racing. We see a little bit of lag coming from Rob Heck here tonight, so that's unfortunate. We are still struggling with poor lobby conditions here as well, but these racers are on track, and they're still going to do everything they can to put out the best race they can. So that could contribute a little bit to the race here with a little bit of lag there. It makes it tough to get around those drivers. He's the only driver on my point of view anyways, that's lagging. It could not be the case for other drivers. Apex's Payme, speaking of going, we're not going to watch that poor car go into the wall there. We'll just skip over to Cardinal here, and Apex Payme getting it a little bit wrong there. Big smoke show as he was coming through the Senna S's there. So unfortunate for Apex's Payme, he's going to reset and go again here. MSP here currently third fastest right now in practice, and again, just another one of these silent horses here in the field right now. He's just back there. He does his thing, and sitting fourth overall, tied with Lucas for the championship standings, currently coming into round 5. So lots of really good, fast, patient, strategic drivers in this elite series. And I mean, I guess really we don't expect anything less, do we, ladies and gentlemen? Michael Tahali coming in with that thumbs up, and much love, my guy, much love. Hope you're doing well. Sir Yancelot here, and he is rocking. Ooh, he's doing a little drift in here, and he keeps it underneath of him. So great job there by Sir Yancelot. So, oh boy, and this is our now full-time driver, I believe, ladies and gentlemen. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. Their Discord names and their PSNs don't match, so I get them confused sometimes. We got Lucas here in 6th place, and again, just another driver really giving it everything he can here, doing the best he can to keep his position up in the standings and try to gain some more ground on those guys up ahead of him. So super tight, 71 points, and it's all, what is it, 58 points to 5th place. So it's only a 13-point difference. So I mean, that's one bad race for one of those drivers up front, and then that becomes a 5-point difference or a 6-point difference. So lots on the line here for every one of these drivers this week. Jake Batty coming in with that share as well, I'm assuming with a heart reaction on the stream, since I can't see it on my software. So we'll go check Facebook here real quick. I'm correct. Ian also coming in with that heart. Vic coming in with the share as well. We didn't get that notification out. Much love, Vic. We appreciate you guys. Thank you, everybody, tuning in. Don't forget to like and share the stream out if you wouldn't mind. It's just a couple free things we can do to help the pages grow. And, of course, we want people to come watch all the awesome action we're about to witness here from Flat Out Racing North America tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, how's it going, Fuentes? Mr. Alex Fuentes, how you doing? Good luck, Elite, he says. Look at that. So right now, Roach is the fastest man in practice. Rob Heck is second fastest so far. For drivers that are actually on the racetrack, that is. Of course, that'll change as other drivers come out of pit lane. Cardinal here in third. Jakey's in fourth. MSP fifth. Smiley in sixth. Lucas in seventh. I mean, Smiley here, he's been running that mid-pack all season long. You can see him rocking that Flying Fox Racing. A little bit of light coming from him there. And I think he was just letting Rob go by there. As he knows, Rob's probably on a hot lap. So a couple of drivers, typical, usual suspects in all honesty, ladies and gentlemen. So nothing out of the ordinary here tonight from my point of view, which is fantastic. Hopefully we have a nice, good, no glitch affected race here. Would be fantastic. We did see one of our drivers suffering from one of our newest game issues here in the lobbies right now last night, so bless him for hanging it out and sticking it out and being on track all night long. But it is unfortunate. It's the nature of the beast, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, we can only do what the game allows us to do, but you know, the game is improving every time they have these issues arise. They fix them up and they make it a little bit better, so eventually it's going to be some flawless, beautiful action coming from this this platform here over the next few months, hopefully. But it ain't enough to stop us here, ladies and gentlemen. We're still out on track, and we're still putting in our paces here. So, again, we usually see a little bit of lag coming from this driver here. So, nothing out of the ordinary tonight. Only time will tell now, folks. So these guys are just practicing. Again, qualifying starts relatively soon here, so hey, GT45 with the fire comms. Hey, much love. Congratulations to our amateur division racer Heathen up in the YouTube chat right now, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely fantastic race from him. And I gotta tell you, if you guys didn't see that amateur race last night, hit the pages up when you guys got a chance and go watch that race. The last 5-6 laps, the battle between the leaders was fantastic, and of course, wicked mid-pack battling all through the first and latter parts of that race, leading up into that great epic battle for the lead at the end of the race. So absolutely action-packed race, ladies and gentlemen. Amateur division posted on the Facebook and YouTube channels there for review and pleasure at your own discretion. And yeah, if you didn't catch it yet this week, you definitely want to go check it out. The boys really rocked out a great race there last night. So Heathen coming out on top of that epic battle, and I gotta tell you, he's still ranting about it there. He's still absolutely fired up from last night. He is still feeling the high of that race and the battling and everything that happened in that race himself. So absolutely great stuff from those guys in the Mercedes last night, ladies and gentlemen, in every division, proving that they are quick and they know how to race, that's for sure. So it's been some great viewing this season here with Flat Out Racing North America. I gotta tell you, as a commentator, I've been enjoying every single race this season. These guys just keep it right, they keep it clean, and they just keep it fun. And when you got drivers doing that on track, man, it is so easy to have that awesome vibe here in the booth as well. So huge shout out to our drivers here for all the effort they put in week and week out. Again, under some tough circumstances sometimes with our games, so absolutely beautiful stuff. MSP here again, and you can just see these guys they're not running full laps, they're not running practice stints, they're not trying to figure out tire and fuel wear. I mean, these guys have got this figured out by now, right, ladies and gentlemen? So these guys are practicing their qualifying at this point. They're practicing their one and done laps, trying to perfect that one chance at getting that pole position here, and not easy to do in this division, ladies and gentlemen. One mistake, one wiggle, one missed turn in, 1 meter late on the brakes, and that's enough to cost you 1, 2, maybe even 3 positions on the grid here in qualifying. So yeah, I mean, this is where we're at here now, ladies and gentlemen. The lobby's been reset, the drivers will tick in, and it'll be time to qualify. So whew, I'm already sweating, chat. Are you guys ready? Oh boy, I can feel it. This is going to be another good one. Is going to be some epic racing here by our boys in the elite division. We'll give you some game sound here now as well. And second reset. That's going to reset all the weather back to where the weather's supposed to start. And then, of course, that random weather engine, ladies and gentlemen, which GT7 has done very well at producing here for the game, takes over. And it's you just don't know what's going to happen. You can practice all week long. You can run different weather conditions all week long. But at the end of the day, you're just a little unsure of what to expect once you get to the racetrack. So you just got to document your information. And hopefully you have as much preparation as you can have for actual race lobby conditions. Again, we can't predict the weather, ladies and gentlemen. It just happens naturally. And of course, Gran Turismo 7 allowing us to have that option here for racing as well, which is fantastic. So yeah, we can confirm we won't see rain on the racetrack here. Obviously, the weather model for rain isn't implemented here on Interlagos in Brazil, unfortunately, but we can see everything else in between. So wind, clouds, mist, all kinds of things like that. Peyton coming in with that like and that share as well. Much love, my guy. Good luck to you tonight, my dude. Give him out there. This is a family-friendly broadcast, ladies and gentlemen, too, especially if you're new to the broadcast, you've just stumbled across it and you want to kind of checking things out, seeing what's going on. It is absolutely friendly for the kids to come and watch as well here from Flat Out Racing North America. So keeping that in mind, of course, as well. We do appreciate that. We want the whole family to enjoy the broadcast, not just some of the families. So, and welcome. I mean, welcome. We are in for a treat here tonight. If this is your first time ever watching a sim race live broadcast here on Facebook and YouTube, you're in for a treat, ladies and gentlemen. I can tell you that much right now. These guys are just fantastic to watch. All right, so we do have a driver on track here. It'll be Rob Heck that'll come out first. No, it'll be Roach that'll come out first. Sorry if I'm not mistaken. So we just got to wait for all the drivers to get into pit lane here. So we're on board with Roses right now. He's got his car out of the garage here. I think some guys are just opting to reset some equipment, which is always smart to do, of course. There we go. We got Jakey just popped on the track here as well. So we got Apex's Jakey here now. He's on track waiting. He's got his car out of the garage here now and getting prepped, ready to get on track here after qualifying. So it is going to start here relatively soon, ladies and gentlemen. And we're just waiting for everybody to kind of get on and do their thing here. Just trying to find the right driver. There he is. So Roach will be our first driver to come out here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, if I'm not mistaken. And then it'll be Cardinal, Paymay, Rob Heck, sorry, MSP, Lucas, Rob Heck, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, I can't quite remember off the top of my head. Not bad, hey? Not bad, chat. I remember the top 6. Let's go, says Mark. Let's go, Foxes, says Mark. Hey, it's going to be a battle here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The bigger question is, can the rest of these elite field knock these World Series drivers on their butts here tonight at Interlagos and make these guys work for it here? That's what we're waiting to see, and it's coming. These guys are finding this pace, so it's just a matter of time. We might need a full reset here, ladies and gentlemen. is what's being discussed here right now, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, the administration staff in the chat, they're dealing with this on the fly as things are happening, so just bear with us. It is, again, we're at the mercy of the game, unfortunately, so our update, hopefully to fix all these issues we've been experiencing over the last couple weekends, will be this week coming, so hopefully they can get all this sorted out, and we can have a flawless round 6 before the holiday season. Would be the ideal situation here, so just stick with, ladies and gentlemen, bear with. Good time to use the washroom, get yourself a drink, get yourself a snack. Perfect moment to go ahead and take a moment to step away so you don't miss anything here. It's probably going to be about 2 to 3 minutes before we get this thing underway, so we could potentially see a full lobby reset as well. It's hard to say. Alright, so I do believe that this is official here now, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so there we go. We are on board with Roach here, ladies and gentlemen, aka Callan for some of you that know him by his other name. Absolutely fantastic young driver here. We're going to be seeing this. We're going to be seeing this guy in the World Series Tour events next year, without a doubt. He's fast enough and good enough to get there. So we'll be rooting for him here at Flat Out Racing North America. That is for sure. And very, very quick, very quick young man. And can't wait to see what he's got for the big boys when he gets there. Because I think this guy's got he's got some game for all these drivers. I mean, we've seen what Rob Heck can do, and we know that Cardinal also is going to have some game for these guys. So we've got Paymay out here in second. We've got Cardinal out here in third, and I'm not sure what's going on there. I think Cardinal should be out first, but that's all right. MSP here in fourth place. We've got Lucas in fifth. Mr. Rob Heck coming out now here in sixth place. Again, currently sitting sixth in the standings, ladies and gentlemen. So as these drivers are coming out, this is where they are sitting in the standings as stands coming into round 5 officially. So Rob coming out here in sixth place, the winner of last week's race in Spain. Smiley's coming out here in seventh. Like I said, he's been Mr. Consistent in that mid-pack. He's been doing a very great job this season, placing himself in a position to do very well here for the final run. And we've got K. Mottmans, aka SOE Kevin, ladies and gentlemen, here coming out in 8th. So he's going to round out the top of our group here. So let's get back up to Roach and let's get you guys some information. Alright, there we go. So he's just coming around the start-finish line here right now. This will be the official hot lap from Roach here as he comes around. We think we'll leave it to the camera crews here this evening, ladies and gentlemen, as we do this. There's some great shots here at Interlagos as these cars come around the racetrack, and you can really see him pushing track limits here as he's coming around. And this is part of the reason why, of course, he's on top in the standings. But the second reason why is he's just been very consistent. And consistency wins endurance races. Now, I know these are, 25, 30. We've seen, what was it, a 40-lap race there a couple of weeks ago here at Flat Out Racing. But a 45-minute race is still an endurance race. And, of course, with the tire and fuel settings, it does just require these drivers to drive slightly different. You can't necessarily just absolutely full send it the whole race, because you do have to consider about pit stop times and tire wear and fuel consumption and potential battling. Once you get under race conditions, there's a lot of factors that play into these races. So these drivers, they find a comfortable pace, and that's what they run with, and hopefully it's good enough to win the race from week to week. So that's the way it goes in racing. It's the real life deal, and the same thing in sim racing here. Hours and hours of practice and testing and tuning go into every single weekend of racing here that we're very privileged to broadcast out to everybody, the viewers. So we're just coming around here right now. We're coming on the final run here, final corner, so we're going to have our first recorded time coming in from Roach, and we suspect this one's going to be quick. It looked like a pretty clean lap here from Roach, so as he's going to take as much of the lowest angle of that corner as possible. Of course, cut that corner down, save yourself some time, and we got a 1:29.873, 9:41 recorded on the fastest lap counter, so got a little bit of variation from the time to the actual times here. A 1:39.64 from Apex's Paymay. Cardinal's going to come around here just behind. It looked like he gained some time there. What has he got? 1:32.963, so not quite enough to jump those guys. MSP's going to come around here, and I can't trust that these are actually these drivers' times. Lucas is coming around here, and he is going to put in We know the fastest lap time is correct, but the times we're seeing on the timing board I don't think are. 1:29.986, and that puts him in 5th, so that's definitely not right. Rob coming around here in 6th place. Where is that going to put him? He's going to take pole position with a 1:29.893, ladies and gentlemen. And where is Smiley? Because I believe he's coming next. Smiley's going to stay in 6th. Luke is coming around. He's going to sit there in 8th. So we did miss a couple drivers coming across the line there. Who will be our next driver out of this group? Not 100% sure. It's going to be Jake. So Jake will be our first driver out in Group 2 here, ladies and gentlemen. So currently Rob Heck sitting on pole position with a 1:29.893. Chris Reeves coming in with that thumbs up as well. Much love, my dude. How is everybody doing tonight? Gonna go check the stream metrics here real quick on the pages. Make sure everything is running fluently and efficiently. It does appear to be doing so. Fantastic stuff. Also coming in with that share, my dude. Much love, much love, much love. Welcome to our viewers over on Flat Out Racing as well. We see you out there. We appreciate your support. Thank you very much for coming in and watching. Let's go Elite. Brazil is going to bring the heat. Not as much as GT45 commentary, though. Oh, boy. Well, you know, we keep telling these guys to get some AC in the comms box for this commentator here, but, you know, they'll get it one of these times. They'll get it one of these times. We are very privileged to come to some very beautiful parts of the world here to race. So, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, Brazil, come on, hot, sweet, awesome place to be. Huge amount of culture in Brazil. I mean, Interlagos has a huge amount of racing history. Just a fantastic place to be as a race car driver and a viewer and a fan, and even just somebody going on a holiday, man. Brazil really is a great place to be. So Apex Jakey first out for Group 2 here. Then it is Pop coming out next here. He will be second here in Group 2. And then Sir Yancelot coming out here in 3rd place here in Group 2. We are on it now. It's going to be followed by Apex's Pigums here. Coming out 4th for Group 2. 3 more drivers remaining to come out here. I believe we'll see Agent Runge next. And we are correct, as we can see him just coming out of pit lane here. Very tricky pit lane here at Interlagos as well, ladies and gentlemen. So, going to be very interesting. All right, Agent Runge is out. We have High Pre Roses now on his way out here as well. And I believe it's going to be K-Bonic. Oh, it is. All right, so K-Bonic is the final driver out here for Group 2 here in qualifying. So let's get back on to Apex Jakey. The time to beat on track for pole position here is a 1:29.893. So what we're going to see, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to see these drivers put these hot laps in, and then you'll see them sit in pit lane, do their thing, get their tires changed up, and then you'll see them come back out on track. They'll go past the first live timing sector, and that will sort the order out for us to see, and of course them to see in case we do need to reset the grid for any reason. Let's go Knight, says Darren Brady. Hey, howdy Winter Circle, says Joe Mercier. Let's go Apex, says Chris Reeves. Oh, the fans are up in the house tonight. I hope Brazil is ready for Flat Out Racing North America this weekend, because it is a lit today. So Apex Jakey's just coming out of the first part of the middle sector. He's going to hit the second part of this infield section here, and this is the more technical part of Interlagos here. It's just a series of hairpin corners, mid-speed to low speed getting around the corners, and then you get a little bit of a half breather coming around this corner. You get a little bit of a small run, and that just sets you up for another sequence of corners, and then you get that big long run down to the start finish line here. So here we go, we're just coming around this final little sequence of technical corners here at the end of Interlagos. And he's got this really tough to navigate final corner. Lots of drivers get the wide out here and catch that curve, and it could cause problems, get a little spin. But Jake taking that to perfection here as he comes around. You can see the penalty serving zone is just where the driver came through there. So tough spot for these drivers to be picking up penalties here this week. It's definitely going to cost these drivers time for penalties on track. And what is Jake going to settle in with here? Looking like a 130. It was a 130 point something. So currently first in Group B here. Let's see what Pop's got as he comes around now. And this is, I believe, Apple Pop, ladies and gentlemen, on the list, if I'm not mistaken. Go boy go, says Paymay. And we didn't catch that time, but he is under Jakey, so just a little bit slower. So Yancelot comes around. Let's see what he can do here. He's going to stay in third, just behind those guys, 1/10 of a second. Pigums comes around. What has Pigums got? He's going to jump Sir Yancelot there for third place in Group B, we've got Agent Orange here. He's going to come around the final corner right now. Let's see what he's got, and then it'll be High Pre Roses just in behind him here as well. So let's see what Agent Orange has as he comes around the start-finish line here. It's going to be a 130, 131. It's a 131 by the looks of it, so not ideal there for him. We got High Pre Roses here in 6th, and he looks like he's on a decent lap here. We could see maybe a 29 or a 30 from him here. What do we got? It's going to be just in the 30s, it looks like, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be cleared enough for second in the final group here, though. And K-Bonic, our final driver, coming around. What has he got here? He's on a good lap here by the looks of it as well. It's going to be a 29 or a 30 here as well. I believe 31 is what that timer says. But again, can't exactly trust that that's right. So now we're going to see all the drivers are going to come whipping around here. And that'll reset our live timing for everybody. And then elbow cough. Get out of chat and win this thing, Peyton. Go. Alright, we see 21 viewers out there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in, everybody. Please do make sure you hit that like and share for us before you leave the broadcast tonight. Super appreciated, and it just helps the pages grow. It's something free that we can do, and enjoy the broadcast, because boy oh boy, we're in for a race tonight. By the looks of this, we got some pretty close times. We're just waiting for all these guys to kind of filter through here so we can get the proper lineup. We do know that it will be Rob Heck on pole position with a 129.893. We know that Cardinal and Roach are both in that equation there as well. So we are just waiting for those drivers across that timing line. Apex Jakey is 9/10 behind Roach, so he's going to be 4th, 5th, or 6th, I think, in here after qualifying as well. It's going to be very tight in this mid-pack. Apex's Payme quite a bit quicker than Jakey, it looks like, so Payme very close up near the top there as well. We're just waiting for everybody to keep settling in here. Rose is in 4th currently, but we're still missing a couple of the drivers coming across the line here. Got some donuts going on. Yeah, we're loving it. And not, oh, there we go. These guys are just coming out now, so. Alright, we'll have our running order here shortly, ladies and gentlemen. And while we're doing that, we hang out with the boys while they spin donuts and have some fun with these race cars. I mean, hey, racing is about also having some fun, so the guys here having some fun. Wearing down some racing tires. Don't damage the cars up, boys. Oh, High Priest just sitting there looking all shiny right there. Mr. Rose is just chilling. Get a nice little close-up of that car there. Good stuff. Who else we got on track here? There we go. We got Mottman there. Somebody that's just not there. Alright, Bigums. Rob's coming out right now. I see Ancelot's coming out right now. So Apex Payme, 7/1000ths of a second ahead of Cardinal in qualifying here, ladies and gentlemen. 7/1000ths. Oh, this is where you're all at. What's up, boys? Oh boy, this is some tight qualifying. We got Roach 4/100ths of a second behind our pole sitter, Rob Heck. Apex Payme is just 2/10 of a second behind Roach. Cardinal 7/1000ths behind him. Rose is a little bit of gap there between him and those drivers, 6/10, but then it's 2/10 to Mottman. It's 7/1000ths of a second again to MSP. MSP is 2/10 ahead of Smiley, who's 7/100ths ahead of Pop, who's 3/100ths ahead of Lucas, who's 1/100th ahead of K-Bonix, who's 2/100ths ahead of Pigums, who's 1/100th ahead of the next driver here. So super tight racing here. Alright, so there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Kick them tires, light them fires. It's time to go racing. That boy from Bama can drive. This race is going to be insane. I know. I can't wait. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. False start grid check. These guys do need to wait till those lights turn green. If they try to take off before those lights go green, they will be penalized immediately on track. We have 4 reds, 5 reds, and now they're just waiting. Ooh, is it going to be a long? No, and we're off, ladies and gentlemen. So here we go. Let's get on board with Rob Heck here. And it's race time. 15 drivers barreling down to the Senna S's, lap 1 of 30 here, and here we go. A little bit of touch there between the two drivers. No harm, no foul. Looking like everybody's surviving so far. There we go. Absolutely great driving by all 15 drivers to Senna S's. Check. Complete here at Interlagos. Great stuff here. Rob Heck in the very early lead. Roach in behind. Apex's Paymate all up in Roach's business very early on in the race. Now, what we've seen from Apex's Paymate last week was get very aggressive early on and just try to hold those drivers off at the end of the race. And it seemed to work out pretty good for him here. So we'll have to see if that is the strategy here again today. Cardinal right here in 4th place. He's closing up on our 2nd and 3rd place driver in Roach and Paymate as well. So, Rob getting a little bit wide there, but that is his potentially his entry point, and he is lagging a little bit. So, Rose is tucked right up in behind. A little bit of a wiggle there from Rose's in 5th place here, currently Team High Pre driver. We have Apex Racing's Jakey tucked right up in behind Rose's here. So, huge train of cars around Interlagos, and we're going to see a lot of this here tonight, as there's not a lot of passing opportunities here on this racetrack. So Mottman settling here in 7th place. We've got MSP coming across here in 8th. We've got Smiley in 9th just behind. Agent Arunj in 10th. We've got Pop in 11th, and he is almost pushing him around that corner. They're really closing up on their brakes. A little wiggle there from Pop. Sir Yancelot in 12th place, just tucking in behind. We got Lucas here in 13th, and a little bit of a penalty there. So all right, a little bit of frustration potentially from this driver. We know he's quick. He can make this time up. And K-Bonic here in 15th. So he just needs to settle into this race here, ladies and gentlemen, and watch Lucas start to move up the field. Again, tied with MSP for 4th overall in the standings here this week. So we know the driver can drive. We know he can drive. Boogity, boogie, boogity. Let's go, says Tom the Tech. Joe coming in with that thumbs up over on Facebook as well. Much love, my dude. Rob Heck, though, in the lead. And we're going to jump out here for a second. We're going to go in and out and get our cameras and rock and roll. And Apex's Paymate getting really wide there. So Cardinals getting the job done. Going to move up into P3. Paymate dropping that position there, but great save by Paymate. So Rob in the lead. Roach chasing in 2nd. Cardinal here in 3rd. Apex's Paymate now in 4th, and he has a button load of cars coming up and behind him. Apex Jakey making a move on Rose, is going up the inside, but Rose is going to defend coming around the next corner side by side, and here we go. It all begins already. And is he going to back out? No, Jakey's going to keep holding this line side by side around this mid-sector. These two drivers are going, and all the rest of these guys waiting to see what's going to happen here so they can make the next move. And here we go. Are we going to go 2 by 2 coming in through the final corner? It looks like Jakey's going to back out just a tiny. No, he is going to look for a run. Let's see if Jakey can get a run on Roses here. Some great driving by these two guys. And Roses is going to stick right out in front. Jakey's going to tuck right in behind here with the nose of that race car. Let's see if he's going to potentially make a move, or if he's going to do a little teamwork here to catch up to those guys up in front. He is going to stick to the outside. Roses is going to stay defensive here, so he's not going to give this position up easily. And Jakey is going to have to come into turn 1 and 2. The Senna S is on the outside. He's going to go late on the brakes. Can he slot in ahead, side by side as we come through the NS's? 3 wide in behind these guys, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Battles going on all over the racetrack here, but the battle right now is between Jakey and Roses, and Jakey's going to get the job done. He slots into 5th place, so great battling here from him and Roses. Let's go see what's going on behind these guys now between this next group of drivers. Oh my. Smiley all the way up into 7th place, so he's making some moves. MSP in 8th right behind, and this is just a big gaggle of cars. Side by side is Mottman's and Agent Arunj, and Agent Arunj getting around. We got a driver, Pop, getting it really wrong there in the marbles. Great recovery. He's going to come back on track and slot just in front of the drivers, Lucas and, can't remember who the other one is. Pigham's here, so Lucas back up into 14th, K-Bonic in 15th. Great battling. Rob Heck, 1.2 second lead over Roach. Roach has a 1.3 second lead over Cardinal in 3rd place, who has a 1.2 second lead over Paymate here in 4th. Not a large gap. Then it's 2 seconds to Apex's Jakey, who's leading that mid-pack group right now. Rose is tucked right in behind here in 6th place from Team High Pre as well, ladies and gentlemen. Smiley from Flying Fox Racing here in 7th and starting to pull away from that pack slightly. MSP chasing, and it's just a train of cars behind Apex Jakey here in 5th place right now. As you can see, these guys are all just pushing and pushing and pushing each other, trying to catch up to the next group in front. We got Agent Arunj up into 9th place. We got Mottman's, aka SOE Kevin, in 10th. Sir Yancelot in 11th. Pigham's in 12th. Lucas just getting around Pop there for 13th. Pop moving down to 14th. Must have made a mistake there as K-Bonic has now gotten around, so Pop having a rough start to his race here as well, but lots of racing left. Just only lap 3 of 30, ladies and gentlemen. The leader's just starting lap 4 here, so here we go. Get luck of leads, get it, Jake. Rob Heck the lead, 1.2 seconds and steady right now, but he can't get it bigger, and Roach pushing 1.1, 1.2, 1.1, 1.2, so very, very equal pace between these two drivers here. Cardinal in 3rd, losing a little bit of time on those two guys up in front here currently. Apex Paymay hopefully trying to close the door up on Cardinal. Now within slipstream range here is Apex's Paymay, so he is pushing. We've got Jakey here in 5th, and he's starting to break away from Roses just a tiny little bit here, almost a second gap, but Rose is still in that slipstream, so he's in a good spot coming into that long straightaway here at Interlagos for the start-finish line. We've got 1.6 second gap between him and the 7th place driver, Smiley, who has MSP up in his business, who has Agent Orange up in his business, and Mottman's up in his business. Sir Yancelot is in there too. He's got his nose stuck up in there as well, and then there's about a 2.1 second gap to the rest of the field here. Pigham's in 12th place, 1.3 second gap to Lucas, who's starting to charge up the field here. Looks like we got K-Bonix here in 14th and Pop here in 15th charging as well. So all these drivers still relatively close to each other here. But right now, everybody is chasing Rob Heck. Cardinal fastest driver on the racetrack currently is a 1:31.656, ladies and gentlemen. Roach here in 2nd place, 1.4 seconds. Lost a couple tenths that lap. 1.4 seconds, 3rd place driver Cardinal. Didn't lose any time that lap, but Paymay closing in on him. So in that slipstream, just trying to catch up. Car looking a little mysterious here tonight too, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of a tweak to that design here from the Apex Racing team. And car's looking awfully sharp there. Here's another one there with Apex Jakey, and we see this from time to time from the livery team over at Apex Racing, sim racing team. There we see them just tweak these cars a little bit throughout the seasons, and this was a nice one. It looks fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. High Pre Roses here coming out in 6th place as well, and those High Pre cars always looking fantastic on the track. You know a High Pre car when you see one. And whoa, cameraman, take it easy, my guy. There you go. There you go. Come on. Get us a little better shot there. Thank you. Appreciate you, my guy. Great work there by the cameraman. Got a little over anxious there, did he? Smiley here from Flying Fox Racing as well. Great shot there. That Fox on the side of that car. Classic Flying Fox livery right there. Nice little detailing. Looking fantastic. We got MSP here from Rockefeller Racing in 8th place as well. And white version again. Cameraman's just getting anxious. He's really excited here today. Must be a new guy, but he is just looking to impress the bosses apparently here, as he's just trying to get every close-up he can. But Rockefeller Racing MSP there. We got Agent Interlagos here as well. Not sure which team it is that this gentleman drives for based off his name. So fairly basic livery there. Potentially an independent driver here in the series. We do have Mottman here as well. SOE Kevin, ladies and gentlemen. So he is an SOE driver. We've got Sir Yancelot here with the Knights. Of course, one of their members sitting there here cheering his boys on as well in the YouTube channel. Pigham's here with Apex Racing as well, ladies and gentlemen. We got Lucas here, independent driver. We have K-Bonix 86 here as well, and Pop, Mr. Pop. And all these drivers still very close together. I mean, these guys all have the potential to make up position here in this race so far. Let's go Pigham's, get her done, bud. Smiley for Foxes, get it, Jake. Look at the love coming. I love it. Absolutely love it. All right, Rob Heck still in the lead, 1.3 seconds, so really just maintaining that gap, and that is not a big gap. A wiggle in that race car, and that is a Roach right on the back bumper of Rob Heck here. So these drivers need to be flawless here right now. Cardinal really just kind of keeping Paymay at bay there. He hasn't lost Paymay, but he hasn't let Paymay get in close enough to fight for that position in 3rd place currently either. So Paymay sitting pretty comfortably here in 4th place. Apex Jakey in 5th here, and he's had a rough start to his season, but he's looking like he's starting to settle into the series here now. And a 1.2 second gap on High Pre Rose is just in behind. And let me tell you, these two guys are not unfamiliar with each other on the racetrack. So if these two guys start to close back up again, we will see some more epic battling between these two before this night is over as well, ladies and gentlemen. Smiley here in 7th place. He's kind of leading that next pack. And that is, of course, he has MSP in tow in 8th. He's got Agent Orange in tow in 9th. Sir Yancelot in 10th. Mottman's just behind here in 11th place. Pigham's just behind him in 12th, with Lucas just behind him in 13th. K-Bonix here in 14th, and Pop just behind him in 15th. Pop maybe potentially taking a look here coming into the Senna S's. He's just going to sit in behind. Maybe thought we were going to see something there, but he was just playing it nice and tidy. Good job there by Pop. So Rob Heck with the early race lead, and he did say in his interview at the end of last week's race there that he needs to be perfect for the rest of the season to have a shot to come out as champion. And currently right now doing a very good job sitting in pole position. Bonus point obviously for the pole position, and currently leading the race since the start of the race as well. So yeah, looking solid so far early on here in the race. We're almost a third of the way through this race now. And everybody is still chasing this man on track, but Payme is now the fastest man on the racetrack with a 1:31.417. So fastest lap now belongs to Apex Racing's driver Payme. Roach chasing here in second, Cardinal in third, and again Payme just on that slipstream bubble of Cardinal up in front here. We see Cardinal on a purple sector. Let's stick with Cardinal here as he comes around to see if he takes that fastest lap from Apex's Payme. So these guys up in these top 4 positions are definitely setting the pace here tonight, and it is a quick one. I know this isn't what we've seen in qualifying time, ladies and gentlemen, just wait, there's more. So Cardinal coming around, no, he doesn't take it, but he does best his time. Payme as well doesn't improve on his time, but very, very quick times there so far from these drivers. Jake is coming around here now as well, and he's a little bit, just about a half second off these guys right now. 4.9 seconds behind Apex Payme. Rose is in 6th place, still maintaining that gap to Jake there, about 1.2 seconds, opening up a little bit on this pack in behind, chasing here in Smiley and MSP, Agent Arunj, Sir Yancelot, and who is our other gentleman there, Mr. Motman's also in this battle here in this little mid-pack group. So everybody just playing it safe here right now. Like again, very tough to pass here at Interlagos. Either a driver makes a mistake and you get around him that way, or it's pretty much a single file deal all the way through the middle part of this racetrack, and you only really have a couple good passing opportunities here at Interlagos. So if the drivers just hold that good defensive racing line, then it's really just hard to get anything done around here. So you can see Lucas is under pressure here from K-Bonix a little bit, and K-Bonix now trying to put a little bit of pressure to grab a position here. So Lucas maybe just not comfortable with the racetrack here, just not having a good race here tonight so far. Pop here in 15th. Mr. Rob Heck here, though, is the leader of this race. So you can see him just coming through that penalty serving zone there, and you can see a different line coming from all 3 of those drivers actually as well. You can see Roach came in, he took it a lot tighter, and you see Cardinal come in, he took more of a midline through that final corner there. So that's a little bit interesting there. We have 3 different corners from these drivers coming through on that last lap. Rob Heck with a 1:31.8, Roach with a 6, and Cardinal with a 5. So Cardinal was faster on the last lap around there, and Apex Payme with a 31.7. So the pace between our top 4 drivers is about 0.2 of a second separates them. So this is going to definitely get interesting here as this race progresses, I think. Apex Jake in 5th place, trying to catch up to that front group, but they just seem to be on a slightly different pace level than the rest of the field here today, but he is leading that next pack. And 0.7 of a second now from High Pre Roses. So Rose is starting to close that gap back up a little bit. Are we going to see a little rejuvenated battle between these 2 drivers here? Smiley in 7th place, and he'd like to see that. Oh, he almost got it wrong there. You can see him get sideways coming out of that corner, and that's going to be enough for MSP to go outside, get the job done coming into the next corners here. MSP moving up into 7th place. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. We were just talking about that. The only time you get an easy move around this racetrack is if a driver makes a mistake. That was a very small mistake by Smiley there, and it was enough for MSP to capitalize. He committed to capitalize, gets the job done, moves up a position. That's all it takes here to drop positions here in this elite division, and Smiley dropping a position just because of a small little mistake now, and now under pressure there from Sir Yancelot as well as he took a look inside coming into that corner. He just could not get the run. Smiley's going to stay ahead there in 8th place, but now he's under fire from Sir Yancelot here as well. So let's see what happens as we come out of the final corner here. Ooh, MSP making a mistake there. He had a little wiggle coming out of that final corner. I should allow these 2 guys to start to close back up on him as well. So here we go. Let's get back on board with MSP here as we got a nice little healthy battle happening here for 6th, 7th, and 8th place currently on the racetrack. 9th as well. 9th is just a smidge. 10th place, just a smidge off of this battle here. SOA Kevin's just behind these guys, kind of watching it all happen. Pagum's leading the rest of the pack here, and he's got K-Bonix all over him now. So K-Bonix going inside into the S's. Pigums is just going to give him the space there. He's going to let him take it. Pigum's going to respond back. Ooh, a little bit wide there from K-Bonix. So Pigums should get a good run here. That's going to tuck him up into the slipstream. So this battle won't be over yet, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, Pigums there just slots in behind. Lucas right in behind Pigums now. Pop closing up on this group now as well with that little battle. And Agent Donaruinj here down into 15. So he must have made a mistake a little bit behind these guys here too as well. That's unfortunate. One of these drivers making a mistake there, and he's lost the pack. Woo, go Smiley, goes his kills. Hey, Derek Nolan coming in with that thumbs up. Much love, my guy. But Rob Heck 1.5 seconds, so he's opened up that lead just tiny little bit here. Last couple laps, he's managed to gain a couple 10ths of a second on Roach here, and doing a really great job so far. 1/3 of the way through this race here tonight. We're on lap 10 of 30, ladies and gentlemen, so lots of racing left to happen here. We don't know what the pit stop strategies are from our drivers yet. We're just going to see as it all happens live in front of us here tonight. So let's see if some of these drivers do opt to go into pit lane. I didn't think so. I do suspect we're going to see some one stops happening. We're definitely going to see some two stops, but let's see which drivers opt to take which one. Payme still fastest man on the racetrack, the 131.417. Got Jakey coming around here and starting to pace up a little bit here now. So starting to find his rhythm here around Brazil racetrack. You can see Roses has dropped off just a little bit there. Maybe making a mistake as MSP's now found his way around High Pre Roses. So Rockefeller Racing's MSP starting to move himself up the grid now up into P6. Roses here in 7th place. We've got Smiley in 8th, and he still has Sir Yancelot right tagging along here, just in the tow going, you keep pulling me around, buddy. Let's go. We got Mockman starting to catch up. SOE Kevin, he's slowly gaining on these guys here in 10th place. Cape Bonnet, who we've seen making some moves early on in this race here, has gotten himself back up into 11th. Pigham's here in 12th with Lucas in tow in 13th. We got Pop battling with Lucas here for position in 14th, but Lucas gets a great run through the corner there. And Agent Rouge, again, something happening to this driver here somewhere. He has no damage, which is fantastic to see, but he's definitely off the pace of the pack here, so he must have went wide, maybe made a mistake, had a spin, but super unfortunate to see. It's going to be hard to make that time up. This pack is quick today. Alright, we're just going to do a quick little stream metric check, ladies and gentlemen. Just bear with me for one moment here, making sure we're not missing anything. We got a heart coming in from Mark as well. Much love, everybody. We'd like to give, Facebook a chance to refresh. It's a little picky sometimes. Hey, let's go Smiley, says Mark over on the YouTube as well. Much love, my dude. Alright, so Rob Hackett, you can see 1.7 seconds. I mean, he has not, he's leading this race, but he's not comfortable here at all. He knows that Roach and Cardinal is not that far behind him here. He's trying to open up that gap a little bit. He's got it to 1.8 seconds now. Roach just in behind, 1.6 seconds to Cardinal here in third. And Cardinal still has Payme within that 1 second barrier here as well. So these top four drivers definitely proving to be very close in pace here today. And Jakey is the next group of drivers here in 5th place. He's about 8 seconds off these guys, but these guys have been battling pretty healthy here in the mid-pack early on in the race. And of course, when you're battling, it's costing you time. So he's in some clean air now, and he's really starting to find some consistent laps here. MSP now in 6th place, and much of the same for him. He's got some clean air to work with here. Now he's got High Pre Roses still on his tail, still in that slipstream, so he doesn't gotten that gap he likes yet, but still in front of this driver currently here on the racetrack. High Pre Roses 1.4 seconds from Smiley, and Sir Yancelot chasing here in behind. And Smiley doing a great job here, just keeping it nice and smooth and just getting this car around the racetrack. Ooh, big wiggle there from Smiley. Just as we say, that commentator's curse, but he does a great job of keeping it together. And Sir Yancelot's going to close up here and see if he can make another move again. So 8th and 9th place drivers are potentially battling for position as we come around this final corner. It's going to all come down to which two of these drivers gets a better run out of this final corner here. And it looks like Sir Yancelot's going to get a good run. Smiley getting a little bit of curb there, maybe a little wheel spin. Sir Yancelot took a much tighter line. It looks like he got a pretty good run through there, so he's going to tuck into that slipstream, and he's taking a look up the inside. So let's see if Smiley defends here. It's hard to say. It doesn't look like he's going to be close enough to really make that move. It's going to be quite a lunge-style move. Semi-defensive, Smiley goes just in case, and Smiley's going to come into the center S's ahead of Sir Yancelot there. So another opportunity coming to the end of this next straight out of the S's here, coming into corner 4. But after that point, it's pretty tough to get around these guys until that start-finish line again. So Sir Yancelot just tucks in behind Smiley. Maybe he's content just sitting in behind. Good pace, just going to save some fuel, save some tires, try to get that position in pit lane potentially. We got Mopmans here in 10th place as well. Pigham's here in 11th. We got K-Bonix in 12th. We've got Pop in 13th. We've got Lucas in 14th. And Agent Arunj in 15th. And he's trying. He is working his loud pedal off in that race car to try and catch up to the back of that pack here so he can get back in the fight for position. Maybe a little bit of crafty strategic work in pit lane can do him a little bit of good. It's hard to say. We just never know. Fast lap Payme, go baby go, says Melissa Howell. Hey, look at that. We have some fans in the house tonight for sure. Welcome in everybody as well. Much love, much love. Heck, leading the race, so he's been doing good. Let's jump on board with Rob here as he goes around Interlagos. We're about lap 13 of 30. And we're going to jump on board with our current race leader, Rob Heck, here. And we're going to let him take us around Interlagos. So the Senna S is here. And you can see he's just kind of floating. He's going to get on the gas here. And he's just going to try and hammer it down and hold all the curbing as long as you can, and just let the momentum of the car push you out to this curve here. Don't really need to fight it too much if you get it right. It just does it for you. Interlagos is all about rhythm and momentum of corners. He's going to hit the brakes about here. He's going to come in. He's going to catch that curve, and he's just the same thing. He's going to float this car out as wide as he can, and then he's just going to let the momentum of the race car take him around the racetrack at this point. He's going to tuck in. He's going to get set up for his next corner here, and these guys really come in late on their braking here for this corner. And you can see again, just letting the car rotate through, push it out, real wide entry into here. And a little tough to watch with the lagging, ladies and gentlemen. I can imagine what it looks like on his screen, the poor guy, but he's doing a fantastic job here. And you can just see using the momentum of the cornering, the banking here, to utilize the racetrack. Just to really, essentially, it pulls you around like you're a train on rails. So we had a little bit of a freeze there in the frames. So coming around that final corner there, and one more corner here as he comes around, you can see him taking that real wide, and then he's just going to force it out wide. So again, just using all the racetrack to really maximize his time around Interlagos here. And again, the banking of the corners and the momentum of your exits really do just kind of push you around this racetrack if you do it right. And we're seeing that from some of the drivers here, just using the momentum of the racetrack to the race car's advantage. And about that time, it's just about control and of course, practice. Get it, Smiley, says Turner. Hey, what's up, my man? Welcome in. But Rob Heck in the lead, and oof, these guys are just pushing these cars to the limits here. Lap 15 of 30, so it's looking like the whole field is going to be rocking out either a one-stop or modified two-stop strategies here, ladies and gentlemen. We can definitely factor out at this point a solid two-stop strategy being possible here. We got Hyper Roses in 5th, we got MSP in 6th, and MSP's lost that position to Roses, so a little bit of a mistake from MSP. Roses getting back in front potentially here. Let's go take a look at the laps. No, not really. I don't think so. Roses just kind of reeled him in and got around him there, it looks like, Bud, based off the time. So good job to Roses getting that position back from MSP. He's going to move up to 5th place. Sir Yancelot here in 7th. We've got Smiley in 8th, and he's starting to reel that group up in front. He's got a little bit of clean air in behind him as well. We've got Botman's now up in the 9th place as well. Apex Jakey has dropped down to 10th, so something has happened to Jakey here. Pagum's here in 11th. We've got K-Bonix in 12th. We've got Pop in 13th. We've got Lucas in 14th and Agent Arunj in 15th. So Jakey dropping a few positions there all the way down to 10th place. Not sure when that happened exactly, but super unfortunate there for Apex Racing's Jakey. But lots of race left. Still have half a race left here to make time up. So let's see what he got in that race car here today. But Rob Heck is still leading, but now you can see that timing is starting to come down. 1 second here from second place driver Roach. He's starting to put the pressure on a little bit here on Rob. So let's see if he can get a little closer here by the end of this lap, and maybe we see a potential fight here for first place before we start seeing some pit stops from these drivers. We got Cardinal coming around here, and he's starting to reel these guys in as well. He's lost Paymay slightly. Paymay is starting to fall a little bit off the pace here. Roses in 5th place. He's still got MSP in tow with Sir Yancelot right behind here as well. So Sir Yancelot's gotten around Smiley here, and he's moved himself up the racetrack. Smiley in 8th, Motman's in 9th, so SOE Kevin's moving up a couple positions here as well with that incident from Jakey there on the racetrack. Not sure what happened, but losing some positions here. Teammate Pigham's just a little bit down the road in behind here with Pop chasing. We got Lucas here in 13th, Agent Arunj in 14th, and K-Bonic is our first driver in pit lane here. So we have our first guy making their pit stop here today. And lap 16 is a little bit early for a one-stop strategy, so that driver may have to push it and be careful on his fuel situation here coming near the end of this race. So gonna have to keep that in mind as he's filling the tank of that race car up. So let's see if our leaders come in here yet, and it doesn't appear that that is going to happen here. Doesn't look like it, or is it? Yes, we are going to see pit stops. So the leaders are coming into stop for their stops. Rob Heck coming in 11% fuel, Roach coming in 12% fuel, Cardinal coming in 12% fuel, Paymay coming in 6% fuel. Not ideal for Paymay right now. Rose is coming around with MSP in tow. Is he going to come in, or are these guys going around again? A little bit of mind games going on there. All three of these drivers coming in. So Rose is coming in, MSP coming in, Ancelot coming in as well. So what we can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, is every driver started on the racing medium tire here today. So we are definitely going to see that prevalent one stop here in the race today. And I mean, really, it's just various degrees of tire wear on these cars. The fuel is much of the same, you know, and it depends on which driver is better at saving fuel than the next. So we do have some drivers opting to stay out here and go a little longer. We've got Smiley here in first place. We've got Apex Jakey now up into second. We've got Pop into third. We've got Pigums into fourth. Lucas up into fifth here. And these are all drivers that haven't stopped yet. So Rob's going to come out here. He's going to be in sixth place. He's going to be the first driver out pit lane of that huge field of drivers we've seen pit there. I believe it was 7 drivers all following suit going into pit lane there, and he's going to slot just in ahead of Agent Orluge, who's right up to speed coming into the corner here. So where is Cardinal? Cardinal's going to come out. He's going to be about 2.8 seconds behind Rob Heck here. So Rob Heck has gotten a great jump out of pit lane here. Roach has actually dropped behind Cardinal after the pit stops here, so losing a position to Cardinal in pit lane. Paymay here just coming out behind these guys, about the same time gap here this driver came out, so good job by Paymay. Roses comes out in 11th here with Mottmans in behind in 12th. We've got 13th here, Sir Ancelot. MSP slots in behind these guys in 14th, and K-Bonic, who we've seen stop just a little bit earlier, in 15th here, and a little bit off these guys, so losing some time with his stop there. So Smiley is the second leader of our race here tonight so far, ladies and gentlemen, and we do suspect we're going to see these drivers coming in fairly soon, next lap or two. You guys can definitely vouch for that, but we're going to see Smiley go around one more time here. So an interesting overcut here from Smiley. Jakey's going to follow him around. What's Pop going to do? Pop's going to come into pit lane. Pigum's going to go around one more time. What's Lucas going to do? Lucas is going to go around one more time here as well. So Rob will pick up that position on Pop here as these guys come around. And we just see Rob coming around here right now. So this is essentially will be our current race leader after the pit lanes sequence has complete here. So Cardinal will be our second place driver, with Roach giving him some business right now. So are we going to see a battle between these two drivers early on? Are these guys going to play nice, sit in behind, and try to work on catching Rob up in front there? He does have a driver kind of in front of these two as well. So Paymay here in 8th place. Would love to see those two drivers start battling right now. That would give him a chance to get caught back up into that fight for podium position. Pop in pit lane with 1% fuel. Agent of Runes with 1% fuel also in pit lane. And K-Bonic here in 15th place. So and there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Our pit sequence is almost complete here. We still have a couple of drivers that need to make their stops here. Smiley, Jakey, Pigums, Lucas, but the rest of our drivers have stopped. So Jakey here in second place, and these drivers are going to have to stop this time around. They're not going to be able to go around this racetrack one more time. It would be a very risky decision if they didn't. It would potentially be a race-ending situation if that were the case for, looks like, all these drivers here that are still owing a pit stop to our beautiful racetrack here in Brazil at Interlagos. So there we go. We see Smiley coming in. We see Jake coming in. We're going to see Pigums follow suit as well. As he's coming around here, we're going to see Pigums dive into pit lane. Yes, he was the only one that may have been able to go around. So we got Rob coming out here. Lucas as well. I'm assuming he's going to... Lucas could probably go around one more time, actually. So he may do that, and he is going to. So Lucas still the only driver owing a pit stop at this point. So Rob is going to take the race lead back at fastest lap on the racetrack with a 1:30.956. Roach is going to be like, nope, I'll take that with a 1:30.607. So Lucas currently in second. Roach has gotten around Cardinal now, so Roach back into second place. We got Cardinal here in fourth place currently, but Lucas owing a pit stop. Paymay in fifth. The Smiley still in pit lane. We got Jakey still in pit lane. Pigum still in pit lane. Rose is coming around here right now. Should grab position on those drivers as he comes around here. That'll put him back up into sixth place as he has a whole group of cars coming around. Mottman's coming in seventh. We got Sir Ancelot here. He's going to jump up into 10th. We see Jakey still in pit lane there. That was a little weird. No, we may have a car stuck or two in pit lane here, so hold on for one moment. We'll see what happens next time we cycle around. So we do have Rob Heck here in first place, 2.7 second lead with 11 laps remaining, ladies and gentlemen. So 2/3 of the way through this race, we got Roach, and he's got Lucas in between him and Cardinal, but you can see Lucas just got out of the way of Cardinal there. He knows Cardinal's made a pit stop. He's on those fresh tires. He doesn't want to hold him up, so he took that corner wide to let Cardinal go around. Lucas, knowing he's going to be coming into pit lane here, doesn't want to interfere with that battle for podium. So great job there by Lucas, just giving up that position, knowing that he's going to come into pit lane here anyways. And we'll see that as he comes around the corner here, he has no tire left. He has about 3% front tire left on this car. He definitely needs to bring this car in here. And you can see him come in here right now. So final driver owing a pit stop here is Lucas. Going for a bit of an overcut, see if he can grab some position. Here's the idea there. Payme is going to come around. He's going to take 4th place from Lucas here. Roses will take 5th place as well, I believe, as he comes around here. Should. It's about a 1 minute stop here at Interlagos, depending on how much fuel you need to take in this car on a one-stop situation. So these drivers are stuck in pit lane for what seems like an eternity, ladies and gentlemen. It does seem like forever. Hey, how you doing, Anthony? Much love, my dude. Corey coming in. Anthony coming in with the likes as well. Anthony with the share. Much love, brother. Yes, making sure we got them all. Fantastic. Sir Janselot here in 7th, starting to put some pressure here on Mottman's, aka SOE Kevin. We see MSP here just behind these guys. Would love to see these guys start battling a little bit so we can close that gap up quicker. But no battling happening currently here. But this is going to start happening here soon, Chad. It is all going to start kicking off. We've got Smiley in 9th with Jakey in 10th here. He just came out in behind Smiley here, so potential battle going to be happening here between these two. And we see Jakey with a purple sector here as well. So battle on. Great corner there by Jakey. That's just going to allow him to gain more time on Smiley up in front of him here. So maybe a battle for 9th and 10th place developing here. He is in that slipstream. And we'll have to see which one of these two drivers gets around this next sector the cleanest here, because I think we got a battle going into our Senna S's here at the end of the straightaway. Smiley getting a little bit squirrely off that curb. Curbs are not your friends here at Interlagos. They're very high curbs. These cars are very low to the ground, so you get into the high part of that curb and it can very quickly, as you see, essentially high center your race car, and it creates it to slide. So I think that's what we see for Smiley there a little bit. You can see Jake, he's just being patient. He wants to get a good run coming out of this corner here so he can try and make a move coming into the Senna S's. Let's see if he can get it done. Great exit by both these drivers here. The question is, I mean, MSP is just up ahead there in 8th place, so is it worth battling this early on right now, or is it worth working together a little bit and pushing up to try and catch that driver up in front in 8th place with MSP? We got Pop here in 11th, Pickham's in 12th, we've got Bonic here in 13th, we got Lucas in 14th, and Agent Orange here in 15th, and that's allowed him to catch up to the pack a little bit. So a little bit of pit strategy work there allowed him to gain some more time on the group here, so maybe some battling could be happening for him near the end of the race here. We'll have to see. He's definitely going to have to kick it into high gear, though, if he wants to catch the back end of this pack. Mr. Rob Heck here still in first place and looking very strong here again this week, going from back-to-back wins here potentially today as well. But he is being challenged by Roach and Cardinal here in 2nd and 3rd place. It's only a 2.3 second split between 2nd and 3rd place and 1st place here. So this is far from over here potentially, ladies and gentlemen. We got Payme here in 4th place, and he's doing very well as well. He's got 6.9 second gap to those guys up in front, but he has a juicy 20 second gap to High Pre Rose is currently running in 5th place. So he's got a very good cushion to the drivers in behind. So really he can just focus on trying to catch that group up in front, or just worry about where he is on the track right now. Anything can happen with those guys up front though, so you definitely don't want to give up on this just quite yet. Mottman's here in 6th place. We've got Sir Janselot here in 7th, and I mean, don't misread that, ladies and gentlemen. That's not quite what I meant to say when I said that. Not saying Payme is quick by any stretch of the imagination. The guy is a fighter. What I meant by that is settling so early on, knowing that maybe 4th is the best you can get. Lots of racing left here yet. Anything can happen is what I meant by that. So just let me rephrase that statement a little bit here. Just because I don't want the wrong impression to go across there. Obviously, Smiley here in 9th place, Apex Jakey here in 10th, and these guys are starting to catch MSP here a little bit. So Pop in 11th, Pigham's in 12th, Bonics in 13th, and we got Lucas here in 14th, Agent Orange in 15th. So 1.7 seconds is that gap from Rob Heck to Roach right now. It was 2.3, so Roach has closed a little bit of that gap up. 130.116 is fastest lap on racetrack by Roach. So Roach is the fastest man here right now in the racetrack. Cardinal very close behind, 1.4 seconds behind, and an 8.5 second gap on Payme here in 4th place. High Pre Rose is in 5th. He's having a fantastic race here today too as well. Doing very well. He's got a little bit of space between him and Mottmans. Mottmans has some pressure here from Sir Janselot as well. So 2 seconds to Roses, but Sir Janselot has other ideas with SOE Kevin here, as he wants that P6 position so he can start reeling in High Pre Roses up into 5th place. So let's jump on with Sir Yancelot here as he's battling with SOE Kevin here, and he does need to be concerned about that group of cars in behind. They're not close enough to do anything right immediately here, but an elongated battle between Mottmans and Yancelot here could very potentially turn this into a 4, 5, 6-way car battle for 6th through like 10th or 11th place. So very got to be careful, got to be strategic here. Again, it's Interlagos. Everything requires some technical thinking and a little bit of strategy and a little bit of patience to get around each driver around this racetrack. This is a very difficult racetrack. You can see some great lines here from Sir Yancelot. He's got that nice tight entry here. He might gain some time on Mottman here. Mottman was on that high part of the curb there. You can really see the suspension bottoming out in that GTR up in front. So he's going to get a run on him here, but he's not going to have the run to make a move coming into the corner here. He's just going to have to sit in behind and just wait for a better moment. So now his objective is really just to close up on Mottman's here, but I mean these two are kind of starting to close up on Rose's up in front here. It was 2 seconds, now it's only 1.194. So I mean this is what Roses is seeing here. He sees two guys back there. He's hoping these guys start battling a little bit so he can add to his cushion, but instead these two seem to be working together and closing that gap up on Roses here. So Roses needs to start making sure he's aware of what's going on behind him here as Mottman and Sir Yancelot are definitely closing in on him here in the latter stages of this race. So a little bit of teamwork from opposing drivers here to a better purpose and higher position placement potentially. So great work by these guys here in 6th and 7th place. MSP here in 8th, and he's under fire here now from Smiley. We got Snow coming in, Pete Snow coming in with that thumbs up. Much love, my dude. How you doing, my guy? Here in 8th place, and he's under fire. Smiley and Jakey both have caught up to MSP here, so MSP potentially under a little bit of pressure here. Let's see what happens as he is just coming up the straightaway here. This is going to be a chance for these two to make the move here, and we can see Smiley's going to look up the inside on MSP here, and MSP is just going to hold that outside line going into the set of S's here. He's just making sure he knows where Jakey is so he doesn't pinch Jakey out. Jakey got a little bit wrong there, so he had to tuck back in behind MSP. So Jakey now with MSP in between him and Smiley, and he's going to be looking for position on MSP, and he's going to go up the inside of MSP here and should get the job done here coming into this next corner. So MSP does have some front suspension and aero damage on his race car, ladies and gentlemen. So definitely struggling with that car on the track here, bleeding time around Interlagos. Unfortunately losing 2 positions there, still managing to hold on to that top 10, but now he's got Pop chasing 7 seconds behind. So 6.5 laps remaining. Can he hold Pop off? Pigham's here in 12th place, K Bonix in 13th, Lucas here in 14th, Agent Rouge in 15th. So like I said, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter where you are in the standings until the end of the season. Every race matters, and anything can happen to any driver at any time, and MSP not having his best race here tonight. So advantage to the drivers chasing him in points. Sweaty palms, let's go Smiley. Hey, Rob Heck in the lead though, 1.5 seconds from Roach here in behind. In 2nd place we've got Cardinal here in 3rd, and Familiar Faces up front here, and of course Apex Paymate right there too as well. So here in 4th place, so Familiar Faces up front. High Pre Roses again debuted last weekend here as a substitute driver in for the 2nd race of his season, sitting in 5th place. This driver's on a controller as well, ladies and gentlemen. So just so you know, you don't need to have the fancy equipment to play Gran Turismo 7, and this driver right here is a perfect example of it. So yeah, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very fast driver, very good on his tires, very good on his fuel. I know this driver personally, and yeah, controller driver, ladies and gentlemen. You don't need a wheel to be fast. Mottman's here in 6th place, Sir Yancelot in 7th, Smiley in 8th, we've got Jakey in 9th, MSP still holding on top 10, losing those guys up in front a little bit already. Pop has gained a 2nd on him here. Pigham's in 12th, K Bonix in 13th, Lucas in 14th, and he is on K Bonix. So is Lucas going to look for a move here? He just backs off here, and he'll probably wait till the long run up the start finish line before he attempts a move coming into the S's. Rob Heck here in a P1 coming around to start lap 26, and that gap is 1.2 seconds to Roach in 2nd place, and he has a 1.7 second gap to Cardinal here in 3rd. So these guys just not quite able to catch up to each other quite yet. Apex's Paymay here in 4th, High Pre Roses in 5th, so a little bit of separation here from some of the drivers. Mottman's in 6th and Yancelot in 7th, still putting that pressure on Roses. Roses opened that gap back up to 1.5 seconds. Smiley here in 8th, now starting to chase Sir Janselot down. 9/10 of a second is Smiley. Jakey right in behind here in 9th. Patience paying off for a couple of these drivers here. MSP still in 10th here as well. Pop 6.3 seconds behind there in 11th, chasing Higgums here 6.4 seconds in 12th. 2 seconds behind him is K. Bonnick. Him and Lucas, we're having a little bit of a battle there potentially, but you can see Lucas is just tucked in behind here, and Agent Zerloon here rounding out the field. He's been working all race long to close up that gap from whatever caused him to fall behind the pack here, and he's just been pushing. So great job here by all our drivers. Hey, let's go, Paymay, you got this, bro. Coming in with that share as well, Pete. Much love, my guy. Over on the Facebook, much love. Do appreciate you. But Rob Heck leading this race. Roach trying to close the gap up, and this is the point in the race where these guys know it's now or never at this point. He's been trying to close the door in on Robbie Heck here for a last while, and just as we're talking about it, we're starting to see that live timing come down within a second here now. We are going to see him get into that slipstream. We are going to see a battle. That's it. That's all there is to it. Cardinal now here in 3rd place. Would love to see that happen in the next lap or two to give him an opportunity to get his nose in that battle as well for the lead. And Paymay would just love to see all three of them start battling. And yeah, you know, anything could happen here for Paymay. Could find himself on a podium all of a sudden. Apex is, High Priest Rose is here as well in 5th place, with Mottman's here in 6th, and he's got a tow of cars in behind him with Sir Janselot, who has Smiley chasing, and Smiley really closing the door here now on Sir Janselot. So lap 26 of 30, these guys are coming around to start lap 27 here, and a battle in the mid-pack starting to develop here. We're going to stick with this just for a moment here. I'm keeping my eye on that front group, obviously. But Smiley going deep in there, just holding that corner. He's going to get the position of Sir Janselot. Jakey's going to get it as well, so Sir Janselot going in way too deep and losing both those positions on those drivers. MSP here in 9th place now. He's going to close up on that driver. We got Mottman's here in 10th place. Potentially gotten involved in that a little bit as well, as he's now chasing here in 10th. We got Pop here in 11th. We've got Piggums in 12th, Lucas in 13th, K. Bonnick in 14th, and Agent Aroon here in 15th. So back to our race leader, ladies and gentlemen. And you can see how close it's starting to get here between our 1st and 2nd place drivers. Roach starting to close up on Rob here. Where is Cardinal in the equation? Still about the same amount of distance behind Roach currently, but they can all see each other. They're all in that same straightaway, so let's see what happens here. Rob going semi-defensive here. He's 5/10 of a second now. That's it. It's game on here now, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the slipstream, and it is going to be extremely difficult for Rob to shake Roach off here now until the end of this race. So here we go. Battle for the lead brewing here. Lap 28 of 30, ladies and gentlemen. We got 2.5 laps remaining, and, well, what we expect to happen at the end of these elite races is looking like it's going to happen here again, folks. Cardinal here 1.82 seconds behind. Here we go. We're going to stick with the race leader here, though, obviously, as we have got Rob Heck, and he knows Roach is there. He has a mirror full of GTR right now, and let's see how both these drivers navigate the last couple laps around Interlagos here, and let's see which one of these two drivers settles out on the top of the podium here, because boy oh boy, here we go. Roach is just putting the pressure on, and his lines are just a little bit tighter than Rob's lines right now, so this is looking good for Roach here. Rob's going to really have to defend here, I think, to keep Roach from getting around. So here we go. We're going to be coming into these Senna S's. This is where a move's going to happen if we're going to see it, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to be coming around these final couple corners here, and then we're going to see some potential magic be happening between these two drivers. So let's see what happens. Roach is going to be looking for a really good run on Rob here to get tucked tight into that slipstream, and here it is. He is in that slip. Does he have enough to get close enough here now to make a move going into the Senna S's? We're coming around here starting lap 29, ladies and gentlemen, so it is on between these drivers, and we're keeping our eye on that mid-pack here as well, but right now we need to be up front with our leaders. We go see Rob go super defensive here. He is defending into the S's. Roach is just right there, and they're almost side by side as we're coming through the Senna S's. Roach tucks right in behind, and now Cardinal starting to close up on these guys as well. Maybe three-way battle for the lead here. Oh boy, let's go. Rob's going to go really wide there. Roach keeps it nice and tight. That's going to give him a better run. Here we go again. Is he going to try and take a look coming into corner 4? Rob's going to go defensive. Rob is not playing around. He's going to push him out wide there, put him out on the high side, force him to make that pass. And Rob's just going to slot right in front there, just getting in front of Roach. So here we go. Roach is going to take a look again, and now Cardinal really start to close up here as these two are battling. This is what Cardinal needed to get into the fight for the lead here. And let's see if these guys are going to battle through. Both these drivers getting a little bit wide there. Oh, I thought there was contact there. It was just lag, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies. But Rob is defending for his life, and Roach is not making his life easy. And now Cardinal's on the back of this battle as well. It's now a three-way battle for the lead. And this could be good for Paymay as well. And boy, oh boy, this lag is getting rough here for Rob Heck right now. He is defending his butt off from Roach and Cardinal. And here we go. Roach is going to take a look again as we come up this last final corner. But Cardinal's going to be in this battle too. We could see a potential double move happen here. Let's see if Cardinal can get the run on these final two drivers here as they're coming around. One more lap to go, ladies and gentlemen. This time around, it will be the final lap. So it is all or nothing here in Brazil for Rob Heck, Roach, and Cardinal in round 5 here for our Elite Division presented by Flat Out Racing North America. And Roach gets around Rob Heck. Roach taking the lead on lap 30, ladies and gentlemen, just as they cross the finish line. And here we go, fight on. Rob's going to take a look on the inside. Can't quite get the run side by side coming through. Yes, just not going to get it done. Cardinal's now taking a look. Rob getting really wide there. A little bit of contact between the two drivers there. He's going to get a track limit penalty, and it is all falling apart here for Rob Heck at the end of this race. He's going to get it into the wall, and you can see a defeat here, and it's just lag, ladies and gentlemen. I am so sorry. I am trying to, it is very hard commentating lag, let me tell you. Still in second place, so I'm not sure what happened there, but definitely some lag issues here coming from Rob Heck tonight. So Roach in the lead here, and right now he's got half a racetrack. He's just got to keep going. He can't make a mistake, and he should get that win from Rob Heck, but Rob Heck still has Cardinal here to worry about, and we thought we seen Cardinal get the move done, but instead it was just lag. So a little bit of bizarre stuff happening here in Gran Turismo 7 tonight, but that is the way the game goes sometimes. So first place is Roach, second place is Rob. We have third place Cardinal, and he's not really going that wide off the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen, even though it does look like that. Cardinal taking a look up the inside. Rob has to defend as we're coming around here. It's going to come down to the run to the start finish line here. Cardinal is right on his back door. Let's see what's going to happen. It's going to be Roach coming across that start finish line first, but who is going to finish second here now is the bigger question. Don't know if he's got close enough to get this done before the start finish line, but it is going to be Roach tonight, ladies and gentlemen, for the race win, and he's going to absolutely lock down those very important points here for his race lead in the championship standings. Congratulations, Roach. It's going to be Cardinal overtaking Rob Heck here for second place. Rob is going to finish in third. So going from race win to third place, falling all the way to the bottom of the podium. Ooh, he has got his work cut out for him moving forward. Paymay coming in here 14 seconds behind these guys in fourth place. Fantastic racing by Paymay, and you can see him flashing the headlights there. Absolutely happy with how that went for him here tonight. High Pre Rose is coming around. His tire is dead. He has no front right tire left on this race car, but he is going to bring it home here in P5. So great race here for High Pre Roses as well, ladies and gentlemen. And he is a controller driver, so congratulations to him. Apex Jakey's going to bring it home in 6th. He should be pretty happy with that result here today as well. Smiley's going to come around here in P7. MSP's going to come around in 8th. Pop is going to come around here in 9th. Sir Yancelot's coming around. He's going to round out the top 10 here in round 5. Mobman's going to come around 11th. Pigham's in 12th. Lucas in 13th. Look how close that mid-pack was as we come across the line. We got Kate Bonnick here in 14th, and then it's going to be Agent Arunge to round out the field. He almost caught that back pack here, so great job by Agent Arunge tonight as well. Our 5th place finisher, all drivers on the lead lap here tonight as well, ladies and gentlemen. So fantastic racing by our whole group here tonight. Whew. We didn't quite have the intense battle that we saw obviously last week, but it definitely is still a great battle for the race win there, and Roach coming out on top tonight with Cardinal coming in 2nd and Rob coming in 3rd. So Rob definitely needing some solid rounds moving forward now as we progress into the latter half of our season, ladies and gentlemen. But fantastic job by all our drivers tonight. But this man is the guy who stands tall here tonight, and it is C. Roach. So again, anybody who's in the Elite Division want to let these guys know, we're going to go and head into the Discord server here right now while we're talking to you guys. Actually, we're going to jump into this, and then we're going to get some invites to our drivers to get them in. Interesting. All right. is going to take just a minute, Chad. Bear with me here. I got to go through a lot of names to find these guys here. Alright, Chad, we're going to flip it over to the podium screens here while I sort this out. And then we'll do some podium interviews here with our elite guys. So, some great racing from our elite guys here. Great show, fellas, says Petey. Hey, cheers. Alright, guys, so we're just going to move on over to our podium screen here. So just bear with me just for a few moments here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we had to modify our interviewing way here tonight. Discord malfunction again. The streamer problems, so I apologize. So we had to head it over to to PlayStation chat. So we were, yeah, I can hear you. Betcha. All right, so we were just waiting for one of our podium finishers to get in. He's having some internet issues here at the moment, so we're gonna talk to him quick here. So hopefully he can get some words in for us. So our third place finisher, Rob Heck, here led most of the race, took pole position coming into the race, and then just losing out to some great battling to Roach and Cardinal there right at the end. So talk us through your race, my man.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
No, you're good.
My audio's been messed up. Yeah, so I had to join off of my phone because my Wi-Fi was so bad. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I felt good. I just didn't save enough tires because I didn't take enough fuel on the pit stop. So I kind of just had to push like a little extra hard and really hindered my ability to save tires, whereas the others could save tires and go quicker on the straights. Um, I had to use, I just couldn't save as much because I'd have lost too much time. But other than that, I mean, it's impossible to drive when you can't see where the other cars are on track. So, I mean, my Wi-Fi was horrible. That's really all it was.
Yeah, I mean, we could see on the broadcast you were definitely having some lag issues with the car there. I'm sure it was a little difficult for some of the other drivers on track there too. But I mean, nonetheless, it was a great race from you. And again, like you said, your tires were wearing out. Well, I can definitely see that, of course, as we're watching the end of the race break down there. But were you ever really comfortable in that race at all? I mean, that gap never ever got past 2 seconds from Roach or Cardinal there in behind. So, what's your thought process, I guess, when you're racing under that kind of pressure, I suppose, all race long?
Well, I felt actually really comfortable. So I just was doing my laps on the pace I needed to be running. Um, I just made a couple mistakes, and it really just cost me a little bit of extra time. And my mistakes also didn't exactly help my tire wear. Um, and just dipping a tire a couple times under brakes, missing my brakes once or twice, um, just didn't help. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think I could have at least tried to hold off Callan on the last lap. Uh, it just would have really depended if my Wi-Fi was gonna hold on or not. And like when Callan didn't even. I'm sure he probably wasn't even close to hitting me on his screen, but like his car just kind of like jerked to the side, and I wound up having damage there on that last lap, just on the wheel, on the like just the wheel nut or whatever. So I just kind of couldn't turn for the whole last lap, and that half-second penalty didn't exactly help. So
Track
I
limit
mean,
penalties
I
never
don't know
help.
why. I don't know why I got a penalty for getting run wide, even though it's not like he ran me wide. It was just lag. So
Yeah, and I mean that's the unfortunate reality of unfortunately simulated racing, right, folks, ladies and gentlemen, viewing out
yeah,
there. We're at the mercy of the servers and of course the internet. So, um, we deal with what we got in front of us, and it's still a great race for me. I mean, P3 finish. I mean, obviously we know that's probably not ideally where you wanted to be. We did hear you say at the end of the podium
no,
interviews you kind of need a perfect season from here on in. Not a perfect finish for you tonight, but still a great run, and you still have half a season to go here yet.
yeah.
So. Thought process moving into round 6 before the break?
Um, well, this was better than getting disconnected. So that's that's about all I have to say about that. I mean, P3. I mean, it could be worse. At least I got an extra point with being on pole in qualifying. So definitely probably going to need that throughout the rest of the season. Um,
Absolutely.
but yeah,
And
yeah,
I mean, anything can happen, especially with this one hot lap qualifying that you guys are doing here in the elite division, which is fantastic, by the way. The fans love it. Um, yeah, all it takes is a little mistake from one of these guys in qualifying, and that could really make a big difference in the standings for that particular race as well. So, keep that in mind moving forward. We still got 5 weeks left, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have round 6 in Brands Hatch next week. So, how you feeling about this car around Brands Hatch?
I'm not really sure, to be honest. I've never, I don't think I've driven that track on this game yet. So we'll see. Um,
All right, interesting.
we'll see how it goes.
Well, good luck, and I mean, great race from you nonetheless. Some struggles on the racetrack near the end of the race with tire wear, and of course a little bit of internet connectivity there, but got across that start finish line, third place points for you tonight, and of course that bonus point for pole position. So, great racing from you, and any shoutouts?
Um, well, I'd like to shout out my internet provider for being completely useless, but that's about it.
Fair enough, ladies and gentlemen. Fair enough. A little bit disappointed Rob Heck here tonight. He definitely felt like he should have got the win there, but still a podium finish for this driver. Great points and keeps him in that fight, of course, for that championship battle moving forward. So nice drive here tonight, and well, we'll see what you got for us here next week.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we're gonna go over to Mr. S Cardinal here now. Great racing from you. You stayed pretty patient there in third place. Now, was it your plan the whole time just to kind of sit back a little bit behind those guys and kind of hope that those two would connect up at some point near the end of the race, start battling, and then you just had that kind of easy pull into the battle for first place there?
Actually, since Boris on the way to finish it, it was kind of a big prevision knowing my qualifying place was not good, so I just, took advantage of it, and at the end of the day, I just, just saved it behind these guys, just did my thing in my own, knowing that Robbie had a bad, pretty bad internet on this race, and, battling with tire, and I had probably, the best tire on the grid, so, I know I was gonna probably need to fight or be included in that fight in the last laps, pretty much.
And I mean, it was a pretty eventful final couple laps there when you seen Roach start to try and make the moves on Rob there in the lead on lap what was it 29 there. Was that the moment that you knew you could get into this fight and potentially take a race win home
I
today?
mean, I actually saw that in lap 26 in battle, but I saw the tires were mine. I don't know. I feel just like my tire was probably gonna be better until the end of the race. The last four lap were just just save it, keep it, and you have the best on the grid. So basically, you're probably gonna go even faster, even if you're not really on quality trim the faster or whatever. Just racing with my brain, basically.
Absolutely, and I mean a 30 lap race when we're used to running 25 lap races around these racetracks, so that's another 5 laps to the strategy. So definitely more of a strategic, technical race here today for you guys.
Yep, definitely.
Absolutely. I mean, you showed really great pace there, and you were had Apex Payme through that whole first stint, kind of really knocking on your back door there all race long. Was that just more of a gap management with that driver, or was it just kind of hopefully wait till he makes a mistake and you can pull that gap, or what was the thought process there in the first half of the race?
In the first half of the race, it was just basically eventful with the start that I kind of messed up a bit. I was not really comfortable on the first stint, and I just got better in the second one. I don't know. I really have difficulty on the first stint in this league with this car particularly on full fuel, and while having really practicing the race pace just before the race, I practiced it a couple of hours ago, but not right now. Before, so that makes a big difference for the first stint at least. So it's just a matter of pace for me, just
Absolutely.
mistakes making, or
And I mean, once Roach got around Rob Heck, it was kind of the shot for first place. I think was out there for you, but great battling with Rob there for second place and another solid finish. So you're sitting there in, I believe it's second place in the championship standings right now, chasing Roach. So not losing too many points there, of course, in the chase for the championship. How do you feel about Brands Hatch coming into next week?
It's probably one of my favorite truck in the game, so I feel pretty confident for that. I had a lot of mileage, so yeah, looking forward for that round and probably trying to win it.
All right. Well, we love to hear the confidence from these guys, ladies and gentlemen. That's for sure. So, Brands Hatch is Cardinals track. He loves the track. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with next week, ladies and gentlemen. So put your bets down. Put your bets down. No, I play. I play. All right. Great racing from you again tonight. And anyone you want to thank out there?
Still again, Mehdi and Yas from Prima, two really great friends will actually not teach me, but helping me a lot with thyroid. That's the reason why I have the best tire on the grid actually. I'm actually checking it, and yeah, pretty much them, Calvin and Robbie for having that clean racing as always, and yeah, for practicing together, doing the league together, and everything basically.
Awesome. Well, cheers, and again, another great run from you here this week, and can't wait to see you next week.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so great stuff coming from our drivers here in the Elite Division as always, week in and week out. But the man who is leading the championship standings coming into round 5, holding on to that lead by a very, very slim margin of 3 points, managing to squeeze that win here tonight, and those all-important 25 points. So, congratulations to start with. Great racing from you, and how'd the race feel for you?
Really, it was almost near perfect. I don't think really anything went wrong. No troubles with stint one. Could have saved a bit more fuel if I would have just gotten into Robbie's draft, but other than that, perfect run. Just yeah, really no complaints.
Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I think he feels pretty good about his race here today, and I mean that's spoken like a champion. I mean, this gentleman is no stranger to racing at a high level. So, yeah, and I mean he's doing the exact same thing here in Flat Out's Elite Division as well. It's a great field of drivers, and it was a battle right to the end of the race. Was that a part of the strategy? Was just to kind of sit behind Rob, keep enough of pressure on him, just to kind of force him to wear them tires out a little bit more than you, and then make that push at the end of the race.
Yeah, I put in a bunch of fuel at the pit stop just to kind of like for entertainment purposes and just for like I thought it was faster, and it turned out that it was. So it was definitely fun just chasing him down throughout the second stint. Definitely didn't think I was going to get there in the beginning, but at the end I really gained a lot of time and in the middle, so it worked out.
Absolutely. I mean, we did. I mean, Rob's sitting there not very happy with his internet connection today. How difficult is it driving me out a driver that's kind of bouncing back and forth like that? Like when you make your move, are you kind of waiting and hoping to make a mistake, or do you just have to kind of commit and just go for it and hope that they are where you think they are?
Very difficult. There are a couple times where I was like 1 second back and his car would just stop moving, and it just completely psyched me out when he was just stopped on track, like in the slow middle sector. So that happened to me a couple of times. Probably didn't cost me that much time, but it's definitely like a little odd to be racing like that. But I don't think there were any troubles making the moves. Even if it like the game is kind of lying to us visually, I think we can still make the same inputs and try to keep it clean.
Absolutely, and I mean that's all we can do. Obviously, as again we're at the mercy of connectivity here on esports racing. So, I mean obviously you guys race together as well, so you are comfortable with each other on the racetrack, and of course you guys do have a pretty good idea of what to expect out of a driver's line as well. So I'm sure that probably helps a little bit in that situation, I suppose. But again, update coming this here in the next few days. So hopefully they can sort some of these little quirks that we're dealing with here out in the lobbies, and we do appreciate, of course, you guys coming back week in and week out, bearing with the tough racing conditions and providing great shows for the viewers. We really do appreciate it. I mean, it's been a great race. It's been great watching you guys battle it out all season long here with the division, and man, you guys are putting on a show. The fans are digging it. It's yeah, you guys are definitely having some fun out there, it looks like, as well, so we do appreciate it. How do you prepare moving forward now? You're halfway through the season. You got probably about a 5 or 6 point lead in the standings coming into round 6. What's the thought process now moving forward for the final half of the season?
Nothing really changes. I think some of the tracks coming up, such as Fuji, I'm not really that confident at. So we'll just try and I'll try and make the best of it that I possibly can. But yeah, nothing really changes. Same amount of practice, same mentality. Just gotta pretend like nothing changes.
Absolutely, and I guess if it ain't broken, don't fix it, right? So, great drive from you, great patience, good strategy, and at the end of the day, it puts you on the top of the podium here tonight. So, massive drive from you here, secures a little bit of extra points in the tactical distraction, says Robbie in the chat. Yeah, there we go, tactical distraction, that's a great way to put it. And I give you a little bit of a cushion, not much of a cushion, though. Anything can happen in these, again, like I said, with the one hot shot qualifier, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't take much. A little bobble from these drivers can cost them a tenth and a couple positions on the grid, and that can change a driver's race come time to go. So, huge drive for me. Anybody you want to thank?
Xfinity, they actually provide me with good internet, so I'm very thankful for that.
Well, there we go. So, with some love for the internet companies, and not so much some love for the internet companies today, but great racing nonetheless from you guys. And again, thank you for the show and the time, of course, taken to sit here and talk with us a little bit. So, congratulations, enjoy it, and we'll see you next week at Brands Hatch. All right, you guys are good to talk. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so there we have it. There is our podium finishers. Rob Heck finishing in P3, Cardinal in P2, and Roach in P1. Heck not so happy about his race finish here today due to his internet connection a little bit messing with the program, but still, toughing it out and getting a podium finish here. So great job by all three drivers here tonight. Thank you very much for tuning in. Presented by Flat Out Racing North America, ladies and gentlemen. Our sponsors are GTR Simulators and Apex Racing Team. And of course, our graphics provided here on stream throughout the broadcast have been done by High Pre Graphics. So, what else can we say? Another great race here by the Elite Division. We didn't quite have the fireworks at the end of the race that we had last week, but still some great battles at the end of the race and some great battling all through the mid-pack there as well. So great stuff by our elite drivers, and don't forget to like and share the stream out one time for us if you haven't done so already. Thank you very much. It's free to do, and if you have done so, thank you very much. We do appreciate that, and all that does is it just helps reach more people to come in and view the amazing racing happening here at Flat Out Racing North America. I am the host for the evening, GT45 Gaming, ladies and gentlemen, and much love out there. I hope everybody's had a fantastic weekend. It's the holiday season, so happy holiday season, everybody. And with that being said, that means it is the time of year for Christmas parties and wintertime conditions, so please do be careful out there. Don't drink and drive, ladies and gentlemen. Please make sure you have a safe way home, and we love you. And most importantly, stay winning because you all matter. We'll see you tomorrow night for our Pro Division, ladies and gentlemen.